Okay. Miss Barbara, can you pretty please check our hearts and then we'll get started? Somebody's got some background noise too. I better fix that.
You want me to wait?
Yeah, let me mute everybody.
Okay.
Um, okay, I muted somebody who's got the heavy Darth Vader breathing, and now you can unmute yourself. Miss Barbara, can you pretty please check our heart? There we go.
Okay. All right. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we come before you, Father, thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do in our lives. Father, we thank you, Father, that your word says that we can be confident, Father, that you who have begun a good work in us, Father, that you would continue until the day of Jesus, Father. We just thank you, Lord, that we just stand on your word. We thank you, Father, for your Holy Spirit that continues to guide us. We thank you that you continue to protect us, Father. We thank you, Lord, as we know that it is you who gives us the power to get wealth, Father. And we just thank you, Lord, that we will keep our eyes on you, Lord, and we know that everything else will be handed to us, Father. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Miss Barbara. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second here. I'm going to pull up the chat. I'm going to close. Actually, don't do that because that'll break it. I'm going to minimize that. I was trying to pull up all the Microsoft stuff, but I'm no kidding, it's kind of a mess. This is where we're at. So we've got a really long-standing track record that says, hey, we know how to find a good entry or good trend. Having said that, obviously going to futures, we're going to be getting smaller moves. So for example, last week we called probably, I don't know, literally 10 times more in terms of points than we even calculated for here. Like these moves were outsized. They were beautiful moves. Some of you guys are still have your Forex accounts, whereas I know the brokers are a mess. Please, please, please make sure you consider that. There's no passing, there's no worrying about withdrawals. I mean, some broker stuff, but otherwise, some of these moves are definitely worth taking a look at there. So obviously got chopped up a little bit one of those days. But otherwise, this if at 1%, and if you have an AMP account, you're probably risking like 5 or 10%. So to give you an idea, that's a huge amount. That's if you're risking 5 to 10%, that's 1,000% gains. Okay. If you're risking more than 1%, that's how much gains we've had since we've been tracking this way. Obviously, we've got a long-standing track record prior to that too. Hundreds of thousands of pips, points, millions, et cetera, et cetera. So kind of beautiful there. I'm terrified to shut this because I have no idea what happened to it. And I do have this up. Um, Finally, took me, I couldn't find it. It was just missing. Everything was missing. So obviously, disclaimer, guys, you already know we're here for trade, for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. 100% of this is at your own risk. Just, I mean, it goes without saying. Tools, tech stuff, trading view stuff, Ninja Trader, Trade Will Chart. I mean, everything you're about to experience, 100% something that you got to take ownership of. But I promise you, when you do, this industry can for you. So, prop firms, you guys already know. I'm still a very big advocate that your best bang for your buck is your own personal live money. Because with the exception of Apex, who, you can get the 7 figure payouts, which we also know is harder because of their trailing drawdown rules, dollar for dollar, by the time you put all the monies in and you get to the withdrawals, then they move you to live, then you're giving them 10% or 20% of your own live money, which you could be doing in your own account. So obviously, this is a great entry place to learn. I think it's a very inexpensive place. Check out the link tree. Use code 6FTC on any of the brokers there. My favorites are Blue Guardian, Take Profit Trader, and Apex. Apex is harder. I'm not going to fib, but it's also very inexpensive and one of the only places you can go get 6 and 7 figure payouts, at least that we can confirm as of today. So, with that in mind, you guys know the drill there. All the discounts, best pricing, you guys, what their promos are. You guys know all of that. And now let's go take a look at the charts. I don't have background music because YouTube keeps kicking my butt for it. I have no idea how to fix that. I'm gonna ask my team to work on that to see which playlist on Spotify does allow that because I like background music. It makes me feel good. If I was sitting here trading, like I would have some music on or I'd have some audiobook on and I'd be doing my thing and that's what I would do. So I wish I could do that right now, but I cannot. But let's take a look. Today is Tuesday. I will click through real quick. I think we're a little low on, not too bad on time. I'm in my Trade account. This one is going to mirror a little bit. So let's see how this goes. A little nervous about the mirroring, but we shall see. Starting with gold at the very, very top. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Actually, more accurately, this is still yesterday's low from 9:30. Pre-market, high, pre-market low. So right now we're sitting in a lot of dojis. We've taken out some of these little imbalances and fair value gaps. Cool. We know where we're looking now. If we are to move to the downside, we need to break and close below pre-market low and then yesterday's low. If so, we're going to be taking this level. Of course, if we're moving to the upside, we're looking to break and close above pre-market high and move all the way up. Gold has been moving very smooth. It's been paying people very, very well. So definitely something worth maybe looking at. It's just clean. It's smooth. Draw your trend line, put your JGS on there and just go with it. Catch your pullbacks and your retracements, manage accordingly. And you should be, this is very, very smooth price action. ES is one of the only ones that has not effectively taken out yesterday's high. So this is going to be interesting. This is the one that I really want to see. Although we're in the middle of like a huge decision point on the huge time frame. So we're going to see. We're going to see today. Here you go. That's our pre-market high. That's yesterday's high. Pre-market low, yesterday's low. I'd like to see if we're going to come up and take these levels, but I'm open to really anything. I think this is where we closed yesterday. Yesterday's close before this is all overnight action, at least into overnight action. So we'll see. We got a huge move down this morning, a huge move. If we are to break pre-market's low, I'm looking to take out yesterday's low. And remember, on Monday, we didn't take out Friday's low. So this is Monday. We didn't take out Friday's low on most of these instruments. So this is going to be the level for me to beat. Let's go put a horizontal line. That's going to be it. I'm really looking to take out Friday's low if we are moving to the downside. But the jumpy in between, we need to be able to manage. So this is yesterday's close. This is Friday's low. Targeting all these areas, and let's see what the market gives us. NQ, we did take out, well, kind of at least come really into that range from Monday's high. This is pre-market low, yesterday's low, pre-market high, and yesterday's high, and really close to the same exact spot. So we'll see. I'm currently in a small position buy on ES and NQ, but just the JGS kind of off the bottom, 1 minute time frame. So that should be locking here in a second with my automatic management, and we'll see. But that's NQ. This is where we closed yesterday. So at least taking out yesterday's close. Are we going to come swing and grab the liquidity up there? Because we haven't grabbed the liquidity just because we've touched this level. So same story. If we're breaking pre-market lows, we're targeting yesterday's lows. If we're breaking yesterday's lows, we're targeting all the way back down to Friday's lows, which again, we didn't take out. They did some study, I guess it's like 90% of the time or some a really high percentage of the time that when the market does X, Y, and Z on Monday, it should take out Friday's lows. And then of course it didn't. So the whole market's just thinking the things, the very, very big things. But YM is kind of beautiful. This was still moving up strong while ES and NQ were moving down. Notice how pre-market high and yesterday's high are same spot. So here we are, pre-market low, sitting at yesterday's close. Here's yesterday's close. This is yesterday's low. I'm really curious to see how this plays out. We've already made this double top, this equal high. Are we going to have to come and grab liquidity? Because there is our next high is way up here, way into these areas. So really curious to see how this plays out. But here we go. That was yesterday's, and we've got 2 minutes to opening bell. So those are the major instruments. Let me pull up the chat. Couple disclaimers. Closed some really good NAS trade last night, and it closed in flat and profit on all the US 30 stuff. Monday, I closed at a loss. Now, the loss wasn't outsized. It wasn't like some big amount of drawdown. It just wasn't worth all the choppy price action. The overnight just couldn't get the right direction. So with that in mind, keep in mind, this is a long-term thing. We've closed one negative day other than a few weeks where we had that tremendous amount of just holding pattern in January. We haven't closed a lot of negative days overall. So something to think about. This is long-term. We have news in the top of an hour. We'll go take a look at that. We've got 1 minute left, so I don't have a bunch of time to go take a look at all this stuff. But also, please know, guys, there's never going to be a DM that I send you. Every single company that I work with is 100% in the link tree. Yeah, I have TradeZella. Like I can put more stuff in there that I definitely work with, but there's nothing I'm ever going to send you or suggest in a DM. I cannot control the spammers on YouTube, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, I can't. There's no way our team can. So please protect yourself. Turn off private messaging. I, for the most part, do not DM a lot. I do my best. Like, we have a support channel for a reason. I have hired people for a reason to where we can kind of hopefully circumvent some of that, but I can't protect everybody from themselves. So please, please, please be careful. We've got consumer confidence. That's a big 30 minutes, huh? 30 minutes we're chilling. And that's opening bell. So let's go take a look. Going down to the 2 minutes, putting back on our indicators. That's a nice little wick to the upside. Now we're going to wait. We're on the 2 minute time frame. Please keep in mind any candles, any entry we take off the smaller time frame, we're protecting it very tightly, meaning as we're in profit, we're protecting our stop loss. I can't always do that in the millisecond, second to second to second. So I need you guys to do that. If we take an entry, I need you to know that you're protecting that, you know, according to how you see fit. Because some of you guys are going to walk away with 10 times the size of the move. Some of you guys are going to walk away with 10 times smaller of the size of the move. But at the end of the day, you've got to kind of figure out that stuff, because even just the lag on any video, it can cost you. So upfront, before we even have any trade ideas, you already know 100%. If we're taking a time frame, a smaller time frame entry, we're kind of going to choke that a little bit, and we can always take a retest, but we don't want to be letting that just go all willy-nilly. So 40 seconds left on this 2 minute candle. Nice move to the upside. As I already said, I was already in a little bit of an ES and an NQ trade. And here's YM. 10 seconds left. Let's see what we get. Well, 20, I guess. Huh? This is really just a nice little, really. That's a nice retest. So that's our bigger, our higher moving average, that white ribbon. So depending on how we close, this is just a retest of it. If we close back below this 8 moving average, we've got our confirmation. But we're getting the move to the upside. So that's ES. I'd like to see us rip back up at least into here. Let's find out. We just bounced off a higher time frame trend line too. I would like to push to the overnight high, but we'll see. So we just respected that 50% point. We've got one there. But plus we've got 10 o'clock news. So if you're going to take this, please be very careful and please make sure you're in and out. I'm not in that yet. I'm just looking, I'm surfing. We've got the valid buy. That should be good. And I'm a little late on this, very late, tell you the truth. Wrong settings for that, that's okay. Very late. I'd like to at least get to this area, so I'm not looking to get a whole bunch on NQ. Let's see how that mirror worked. NQ is the only one that's mirroring, so that should be fun. Let's find where the next. We're breaking through that last candle. I'm gonna let this play out a little bit. I'm gonna try to give this a little bit more room, but at least take it into there. I'll move this up after we get kind of out of our way. I just don't want to get tapped out. And let's see. We'll wait. Now move this out of the way. Give this room to breathe. If we close below here, I'll be looking to exit. And gold should be moving up. YM. IM is still in range. And we wait. YM is nothing. I really want to respect this level. But we just wicked off the low, the previous, and this is a higher time frame low too. We just wicked off that. So that's not that attractive at all. Again, this is a bigger account. Otherwise, I wouldn't be trading an opening bell trade with a mini. I think that's a foolish decision personally, especially just because it moves so stinking much. But this is a very large account. That's why I am. everything it's mirroring is all on micros. Actually, it's not true. Two of the other big accounts also have minis. ES is coming into range. Let's see what we can't get. That's yesterday. Just a little bit more of a push back up. 49.50. Wait. We might be sweeping the liquidity to the downside first, which definitely can happen. So just use non-copyright music. Josiah, sorry, that's the kid on my soccer team. Joshua, I have a playlist from YouTube that says non-copyright, but it's still getting tagged. I don't know why. All right, I'm gonna give this the range. So it has that range. We might be coming to take out that low. NQ. Yes. Rosie just landed back in Valencia, I think, because she's landed safely. I love that little app. And the power's back on. Thank you for everybody who reached out for all the power stuff. Yes, the whole country, for the most part, had no power for a decent little chunk of time. Ah, come on, move.
Those recent highs on the S&P are both a tap of the 50 on the 2-minute and a 50% of that move down.
This little tap.
Yes, but that is that tap goes between the 50 and the 62.5. So it's a decent retracement of that move down.
I like
And
to
also a retest of those recent lows.
this was a foolish entry. By the time it moved this much, I should have either had my pending order or just skipped this trade. But we'll see. Yes, it's still sitting up there. Just working on go ahead.
Another thing to keep in mind is that the volatility has been extremely low. My Swiss Army knife average daily high and low, we haven't been getting anywhere close to it. Been just in a consolidation range. So I think the market is waiting.
Consolidation to what as the comparison? Like, so what's the barometer there? Consolidation in comparison to the volume that we've seen the last few weeks, because that I would agree with, but consolidation in comparison to, if we're looking at the big picture, definitely not. Because compared to the last few weeks, yeah, we've got this chop, this consolidation, but this is still huge movements compared to what we've seen, 6 months ago.
Well, the number of ticks over the last 60 days is 539 ticks, and the last week has been 400 ticks.
Gosh.
It was 800 the last 20, so the last month it's been over 800. So the volatility is collapsing. It's half of what it was.
It definitely is. We're closing below the 20 moving average on NQ. So I'm looking to get out of that here in just a second if it's not already knocking me out. That's one contract, late entry, but still you're looking at $800. And that's it, you're out. Yes. We're going to close through this. But again, I think the direction is good. It's very, very good analysis, but it doesn't matter for the smaller time frame management like this. So let's see. I'll see if this closes below the 50% mark. If it closes below the 50% mark, I'm going to mitigate that risk and close early. If not, let's see what we get. Because NQ just literally tapped the bottom, and now we've already got a bullish candle forming. Which is literally... But once we close below the 20, that's what I'm working on, is making sure I'm out. Once we close below kind of JGS, I want to be out. I don't need to give these trades as much room. I do miss swing trading because it's so easy. It's so much fun. You don't have to worry about so many things. Let's see. We get a bullish candle off the bottom of the 2-minute range still. I'm going to pop up to the 5-minute. We officially have our 5-minute range. It's formed. And here goes NQ yet again. Stupid loss. Just came and wicked out. So we're coming back into the exact spot. We've got news in 20 minutes. So one there. Try to make that a little thicker. Let's see how this 2-minute candle closes. We've got a minute left on it. ES is moving just fine. ES had more room. I still think we're coming up into here, but it's just with news coming up, I'm going to be a little bit more precautious on NQ. Beautiful. Beautiful on ES. Is mine freezing up? Let me go for a little bit more. I'll lock this here shortly. So again, we've closed above. We got wicked out. So could we have loosened it up? Should we have waited for it to close below? All the should have, would have, could haves. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you've got to have some level of hard rules. So we came below there. We got knocked out. Trade is good. I'm going to try this one more time and I'm going to be babying this trade. Remember, this is a single account. I'm just looking really to break even. I'm not looking for a lot. Trying again. I don't know if it's going to let us hit that until after the news. Please drop it. There we go. That's 3. Let's see if we're going to chop around before that news, if we're just going to get our move. I didn't mean to close it. That drawdown probably hit my $2,000 out here. All right, we wait. I'm still in. Hold on, let's see where I have sub positions open. Take profit, take profit. All right, hold that NQ trade. MNQ, 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 MNQ. Okay, NNQ. I disconnected from this so I could log in on, it disconnects from this if I log in on Trade8 and Ninja at the same time. So you can't see in here. My trailing stop already got hit on ES. But let's see what we can't get here. So give it what you can get, but I can't be in Trade8 on this broker at this very second because I can't manage over there at the same time. Won't let all 3 connections happen. Let's go. So it's moving. Should be. Go ahead. Hey, Charlotte. News is in 15 minutes. So we just now wicked off of yesterday's close. That's the move we wanted, even though we got wicked out right here.
I'm Avery, your virtual. Please say yes or no.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. I'm going to mute you. You can unmute if you got a question, but I'm going to mute you for now. We're coming up on the VWAP right now, the 1 minute VWAP on the what time frame? 1 minute for NQ. Kind of perfect. And we're going. We're bouncing off the VWAP. That's what's sitting right here. Although I will say again that I think the VWAP sits in different places on different brokers. Well, different platforms. I'm not blaming the broker. And it could definitely be human settings. My ES on my take profit traders are still trailing. Still holding NQ. Had to pull back first. And this pullback would have been way more digestible if it wasn't opening bell. So this is a very doable pullback if I wasn't in a mini, and this isn't opening bell, but opening bell, it's just too big of a move. Too big. Get another pullback and then see what we can take. But either way, that right there, if you take your measurement, so don't just listen to me. So this is how much that is. That's 49 points. This is 49 points, give or take. There you go. So that has made that up beautifully. And it's still moving. So not a bad way to be. Not bad at all. So locked out. Should have waited for the close on the other outside of the box. Didn't because this is a mini. Is what it is. So I took one loss, one win. That's about 1.25 times the amount that I lost. Let's see what it gets. I would be looking for something that kind of looks like, keep in mind, we've got news. So news notwithstanding, okay? News not, hold on, where is it? The path. I wouldn't be surprised to see, and we got big news, but to take out these highs before we get, and this is where I put my question mark. So definitely plan on the pullback if you're already in and you want to get another entry, close out your profits here at the top and wait for another entry. If not, you're going to trail it candle by candle. Boom. Not bad. You're welcome, Miss Charlotte. Beautiful. This is our 5 minute. Just took a minute. Had to come down and kind of grab some people's orders. And that's working out beautifully. So beautiful, beautiful. And we wait. That's all we're doing. Not a bad move. Okay. Did anybody catch that? Did anybody hold through this pullback? Is anybody up on those two trades? Didn't mess with YM and didn't mess with YM is still kind of sitting in that range. Didn't mess with gold either. Gold, holy cow. Gold is tanking. Gold. All right, put it in the chat. Caught both trades, okay? Oh, look at that. Just go, go, go. A lot of volatility coming in. It's 10 minutes before. Be careful. That's wicking around a lot. Caught 90 points. Good job, Joseph. Good job. Waiting on MYM. That looks small over here, but if you're watching Tradeovate, this is doing this. It's watching all over. ES for one candle. Good job, Chris. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need much more than that. I'll have to go look at closed orders, but that's a lot on the table. All the way up into here. That's a lot. Beautiful. All right, if you made money, put it in the chats, pretty please. We'll take screenshots. If you made money, we'll put it on the YouTube and all the things. But there you go. Now I'm gonna hang out a little bit for our post news and take any questions. I know there's a couple people who got all kinds of stuff. Today's my first day just watching and observing. Hey, Becky. Look at how many females we have. I'm sorry to be sexist. Sorry, gentlemen, close your ears. But it's nice to see so many females stepping in. It is nice. Nice, nice.
Jenny, I got a question.
Come on in.
I actually put it in the Discord, but I knew I had to wait for class. It didn't make no sense to ask it in the Discord. It's better in class.
Okay.
To see it firsthand from you. Kind of get you to get back to that teaching mode with this question, because you've been dealing with a lot of TradingView stuff here lately. So I want to ask you, I passed my challenge last night, but it was tough.
Congratulations.
Take profit. Y'all can clip this out. I passed my take profit challenge using the breakout system for the second time.
Let's
All
go.
right. Awesome. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem, Jen. Always. Okay. Let me see how I'm gonna ask this. Could you go through realization right now of you with, and thank God you have take profit accounts, right?
Yep, I do.
After you pass, it changes to trailing drawdown, right?
Yes.
But with that, can you show like kind of like a realization of you trade? I mean, you trade it right here in front of us every morning, but I would like to see like trailing drawdown when funded. Show us how you would do it and do it with you're doing it right now. So can you explain how you're doing it? But you're doing it with, I think the question in Discord was, how do you sustaining it or doing it with multiple pairs open like you did today? Like today, just say, because I paper traded just now because I don't have my account yet. I guess they'll give it to me after 5 p.m.
It's take profit actually takes a little bit of time because they'll give it to you like after midnight, and then if you did the no activation fee, that actually takes a day too, depending on like what day of the week it fell on.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep it real. Plan on a couple of days, just keeping it real.
That's
that
fine.
Takes for me, so
That's no problem. That's fine. Because I felt like after last night, I needed a breather anyways. Because, man, Monday night was crazy. I don't know. Because I was trading gold and it was back and forth.
it just
But
those are the worst markets. They're the hardest. But
yeah.
I think I understand your question. So let's talk about it. And
Okay.
that's why you guys have seen me switch up so much my trading style as before. Like I took this entry, like the trades we called last week. Like that right there. The trades we called last week pays for 6 months of my lifestyle on an FX account. Like I'm not kidding. And I'm not talking a Lamborghini or anything like that. I'm talking a pretty decent vacation, a little bit of first class, really nice restaurants, really nice area, some spoiled rotten kids, and everything in between, right? 100% real. But it covers my lifestyle. Just on the trades we had last week, because I would hold them, I would re-enter them, and I would be so loose with them because I knew what to expect. Like I could take this trade, let it hit my targets, and then, however that plays out, it's different. But when we come over here, obviously this is the 15-minute time frame, but this move will destroy your entire account, especially if you're trying to trade minis. So the biggest thing is you can't see it right now because it logged me out. I knew it was going to log me out the second I clicked over here, but I don't trade minis on the vast majority of my accounts. Like they're sexy for YouTube and they're so much fun, but on my $300,000 Apex account, I do, and that's just an eval. And on my funded $150,000 accounts that I have with other brokers like Apex and Take Profit Trader, I will trade one mini at the very, very most until I have quite a bit of a buffer built up. So it's backing off of the minis because you can survive like the move we did this morning on NQ. If this was micros, I would have definitely been a lot more patient to let this close below before I just took the loss. I would have
Yeah,
waited.
not to cut your wisdom off, Jen, but I do not touch minis at all. I have a 50K, so I don't mess with minis, to be transparent with you.
No, that's
Just do
perfect.
my
Like, just
okay.
no minis is going to be number one. Number two, if I'm taking it goes to the retest. So whether or not you're talking about breakout, and this is the 5 minute, we might not get this full retest back in. And this is a messy instrument. So let's go to a different instrument right now. We are closing bullish. We come back in to retest the 50. I want the tightest possible entry possible. So that might mean, hey, I'm looking to grab the liquidity to the upside. I'm going to take this 50% retest and know that that's a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 trade with almost no drawdown. I can have my stop loss here, my mental stop loss, but I'm trailing this candle by candle by candle, or as you guys have seen what I've talked about, I, for the most part, am using a lot of and none of them are perfect. None of them come very close to what we had on MT5, but all of them are proficient for not messing up that daily drawdown. And that's really the biggest thing right now that we're talking about. So on Trade of 8, you have that bracket order, and I can bracket it to where the stop loss and the take profit will come up, and it'll start trailing at certain levels of pips, ticks, or ticks or points. It's mostly ticks, and it just trails with me. So sometimes that means I took this trade, I was up just enough for that to click on, and it tries to knock me out. So I'll manually manipulate it, but I want something, because like take this move this morning. Let's go to ES. I'm going to move all that over. I caught this. So that's a nice retest, right? That's a flag. That's our bigger moving average. We broke out wicked. When this candle closed, that's my definite valid entry. So I'm closing at least to here and then to here, and we kept going. So what that looks like in real time is if I took the entry, my stop loss is here. As we start moving, my trailing stop automatically comes and locks me at break even, because it's not just the losses, it's the fact that you could be right on the trade, but this comes down, comes up. And if you're trading too large of size, that's your whole account, even though you're right on the whole trade. So we got to be very careful. So what I'm doing is I take the entry, I lock pretty close to immediately within a couple of points on ES or NQ. As it moves down, okay, I think it's 30 or 40 ticks, so about 5 to 10 points, depending on which instrument, I have what's a trailing stop that starts to trail. And in this case, because it's such an outsized, fast moving move, as price is moving down, I'm grabbing that stop loss and just moving it back, moving it back, moving back a little bit to catch as much of this as possible. And then I get knocked out. And that's how I'm doing that. On some days, or like a YouTube, it's not sexy. It's not like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You missed all of that. It's like last week, I missed so much of that. But realistically, if it's going to help you maintain and keep the accounts that you've worked so hard for and paid for, I think it's worth doing. Because sometimes, and not all the time, are you going to get this perfect move. Not all the time are you going to get this perfect buy up. It's just not always going to happen. But when you do, you'll get enough of it to where now you've satisfied that $2,000 buffer. Be careful for that. I don't know what the buffer is on the 50K account. I don't know if it's
2,000. It's
is it
2,000, Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that intertwined with the trailing drawdown, and thank you for that. I pretty figured, because I've been watching individuals, and man, they just have that stop loss with their mouse just trailing it. I mean, they just tight button that candlestick, you know what I mean? And I'm like, man, that's actually what I have to do, because the actual reason I lost my first account
Is that
is because of that. Just sitting back, just trying to let it run. I'm gonna get it all, and then I let it come back against me, you know, and boom, you lose your account, and you're like, oh man, what happened? I thought I can, but it's trailing different from when you're getting evaluated versus being funded. So now I'm coming back with a better mindset and doing that correctly. Now, with that, you just said something. Golly,
Oh,
you
there's
just
the
said something.
drop.
Ooh, we
Look at that. You're not in, right? Hold
no.
on. Hold on, let me double check all my screens. I'm like, wait, I'm not in anything, right? Everything's at locked out and I'm protected. Okay. Before this goes
Oh,
wild. Look at that. See, that's an account killer.
right.
But back to what you're saying, a lot of concepts that we have, we can toss them around again with your Forex account or with even your live money. And this move is beautiful, but we're not always going to get this move. Last week we called a few of them, but we got chopped up a little bit in the process at first. So you cannot size because you have to survive this part to be able to get to this part, right? And you'll never know, excuse me, which part is coming first, okay?
Okay.
But even the whole concept of like trailing with this is an 8, so it's not, it could be smaller, but that's not even adequate because take this move right here where it really extends away from the 8. By the time it comes back up and retests it, depending on the size you're using and a whole bunch of other factors, that's your whole buffer gone. You're done. So we can't do it with that. We have to really trail once you've hit the 2 to 1. I'm learning how to be a lot more comfortable with my, hey, I've hit my 2 to 1. Now I don't care if I just get a baby bit more or no more or my 1.5 to 1, because the truth is also I'm getting so many of those just above break even, so a couple points on my trades, that if I go look at TradeZilla, my stats aren't like, hey, I'm getting a 2 to 1. My stats are definitely much, much lower than that because so many of the trades are coming in. I got locked out at, just a couple pips, got locked out a couple pips, cool. But it's also protecting me. So I'm kind of
Right.
getting over my ego on that.
Tell me, Jenny, do you think I'm gonna tell you real quick what I do now? I've learned from you in class when I take that first trade, right? That first initial trade, whether New York or whether Sydney, I move once it's in profit a little bit. It may be in profit. I'll be honest. I let it get in profit to about $100, right? And I move it to break even. And then from there, if it continues to go up, if it's bullish that night or that day, I trail it real closely. Um, but I try to at least get a 1-to-1 at the least. But I'm rooting for a 2-to-1 at the most, and I'm ready to get out. I'm ready to take my money.
Well, I was doing that too. Like, first up, I think getting a 1-to-1 on most of these strategies is easy. Like, it's really not hard, but then your accuracy is low and your psychology gets messed up, especially with something
Yes.
like me. And
Yeah.
that's because then you take this loss, you take this loss, you take this loss. And now you've effectively been, let's just say 45 minutes or an hour and a half. So now your psychology is all over the place. You're like, well, you don't trust that third trade. And then that's kind of something I think people should think about in terms of the risk reward. It's not just the dollars. It's how is your psychology going to handle that? So
Okay.
that reason, and I can't decide that for you. For me, I'm getting more comfortable. I'm learning to get more comfortable. That is not my strong suit, honestly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Being comfortable with my markups and I've been hitting my zones every time. Whatever I say it's gonna go, it's gonna go. It's kind of like you just mimicking, okay, it's probably gonna go to this zone or this high or this low, But a powerful question to go with this. This is my last question, Jenny. Let somebody else in. With that, I notice you come into class on during New York and you say, hey, I'm already up on the day, meaning you already traded Sydney in the opening of the day. That like Sydney, you probably traded it that night. Like, how do you feel about I want to get away from trading
All the time.
get like trading less as I can, if that makes sense. So you have Sydney that I trade, and then you have New York when I come trade with you. So that's 3 days. And then, Sydney, I may trade 3 or 4 days at night. I feel like I'm trading too much. What do you think about that? What's your take?
Well, you actually had another question I want to talk about too. So I feel
Okay.
like I'm trading too much too. And I've been thinking a lot about that in terms of how I used to swing trade is I checked my charts for very few minutes, very few times a week. I mean, and let's be honest, I did check a couple of times, but I wasn't like actively trading. I meant like a 10-minute check on my phone or like a 10-minute check somewhere popped in my office. This is very addicting because like it's always moving. It's so much. So I use the word addicting on purpose. Yes, a lot of days when I come in, I'm already a little bit up on the day. I'm working on not being like, so if and I have soccer right now for Asian session and Sydney session. But if I took a trade in Asian or pre-market, I don't need very much in New York. I'm working on not being in for Asian and pre-market and New York open and lunchtime and afternoon and like because it's all the time. And that's how you give it all back too. And you carry power hour into tomorrow. You carry pre-market into open. You carry Asian into pre-market. You carry in positive and in negative. Because if you were up, you're a little bit overconfident. If you're down, now you're more doubtful. And it's just this psychological warfare that is hard, I think, for a lot of people, including myself. We're booming, guys.
Yes.
So for me, pick one or two. Pick one or two, and you either get your setup or you don't get your setup.
1 or 2 pairs.
Yep, one or two. You
Yep.
get one or two, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Well, no,
Hey.
one or two sessions. But back to your
Oh,
pairs.
session. Okay.
I most of the best accomplishments I had, I was only trading ES. I didn't trade anything else. Because if I'm going to mirror that many accounts going to the ghost order topic, I don't want to be logged in 3 places on 4 pairs because ghost orders do happen. This little cancel all button on TradingView is not adequate. It does not work. It's too much of a problem. Whereas like if I am doing my part in terms of I'm only trading ES when I'm mirroring that many accounts. Now, if I want to go in and trade some gold on one account or on Trade specifically, and I'm just going to manage it on that account individually, I want to trade some NQ, I don't mind that. But trying to be in all of these pairs and have that many pending orders and just problems, I picked one pair. The best success I've had on one pair, and that was ES. And you can do the same thing on NQ or gold or YM. A lot of people love oil and platinum, and a lot of people love quite a few
Yeah.
different things. But I
Yeah.
would say pick one pair.
I
And
do ES. Like,
Yeah.
like what you showed, I used to trade in Q 1 pair. I just come from Forex trading 1 pair, which was gold. I just trade gold. But then when I switched to futures, I just did NQ. And then when I started listening to you, ES, and then doing some paper trading on it, I was unstoppable with it. So I just started trading in the prop firm with it. It just easily helps me pass, like, with ES, just
Yeah,
1 pair.
easy. ES is smoother in my opinion. ES, okay.
Right.
Like try oil or try silver is expensive, but gold, like try those because honestly, NQ is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's so big. And when you're right, you feel like you're a genius, but when you're wrong, you're gonna get beat up so much that you can't even afford to keep going. So that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm up on the day, for example, I've got 3 take profit trader accounts. 2 of them are funded. One of them is an eval. And to give you an idea, that's $5,000-$6,000 on just those 3. I'm up smaller amounts on a couple different Apex accounts and then 2 other brokers that I'm testing out. But because those are all minis, those are all not minis, micros. This is not complicated. The hardest part is not outsizing. The hardest part is stop trading. So like if you held to all the way to here, great. If not, if you caught this as a retest, great. If not, like you can have one more trade this afternoon, but then it's really hard not to because you're going to see Bozo post a YouTube and Yo-Yo post, you're going to see Yo-Yo post a something on some darn chat. You're like, I want that. Or hey, it's moving. Right now, after that move, we're going to get a retracement. And all this stupid psychology comes in and you're like, okay, whoops. Whoopsie daisies. So be careful out there.
You think I risk $200 a trade. Do you think I'm risking too much? Your honest opinion. I've heard you say a couple times on a 50K, you should risk only 100 and I think 125. You're 5% of 2,000.
Well, 5% means you can lose 20 trades.
Right. I risk $200 a trade. I should bring it down.
Means no, you can do whatever. 200 is still way less than most people are risking on a 50K account. If we're all being honest, most people are using a 50K account and they're risking a bunch.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's going to be up to you guys. Just remember, this is still math. You're playing with $2,000 or whatever, 2,500, depending on which broker, et cetera, et cetera. So $100 is 5% of 2,000. Okay. That's it. That's all it is $100. Now, if you get good at just build that buffer up to where now you've got that point that you're at withdrawable levels, and now not only do you have the 2,000, but you have another 2,000 on top of that. Now, by all means, go to 200 or go to 150. But that's the problem is we have $2,000. We want to bust it up. So we bust it up and then we want the withdrawal. But keep in mind, once you get past the 2,000, you're not past the buffer, especially if you take a withdrawal. So technically you need like 6,000. And that's all the math that people are like, huh, what happened? What happened? So.
Okay. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you today.
No, you are welcome. I'm so glad that congratulations on your accounts though. Just keep
Thank
them.
you. Yes, ma'am.
That's all we're trying to do is just keep them.
Just keep them. Okay.
Hey, I will say on Take Profit Trader, a few weeks ago, it was just again that perfect kind of a move that just tanked out of nowhere and or went up out of nowhere, and I was trailing and trailing, trailing. I ended up doing really good. Had quite a few contracts on. I had plenty of a buffer. But if you make more than 10,000 on a day on Take Profit Trader, you are automatically moved to a Pro Plus. Remember, if you're moved to a Pro Plus, if you make more than 20,000 on the account, you're automatically moved to a Pro Plus.
Okay.
Pro Plus means they keep 10% of what is already your live money anyways. So the only platform I think that has the, like, once you get past the first few payouts, that is worth sticking with is honestly Apex. Because if you can only make 20, I didn't know this until a few weeks ago, on Take Profit Trader, then make your 20, put it in your own live account and go from there. And by all means, keep doing it. But seriously, if you're failing a bunch of prop firms, get your couple of payouts, go very low and slow, but then put it in your live account because
Yeah.
just seriously.
I don't fail a lot though. So it's I just have to get back to that, Josh, getting those payouts. Because you talking about this would be magical for me because I got laid off and I get the prop account and I pass it and then you get funded and then get a payout. That's amazing. Like that's great. So thank you though, Jenny.
Hey,
Thank
one more question. If you don't mind
Mhm.
me asking, approximately what did you make in your last job? Or if you're not comfortable with that,
It's nothing huge, like what, 50, 60K
what is 50, 60K in a
annually?
whoopsie? So 50, 60K annually is how much per month? 55,000. That's only for 4,500 in a month.
Right.
So if it's $4,500 in a month, remember what I'm trying to help people understand is if you still have your job, you reach half of that, do that for a few months, honestly. Just try to reach half of your annuals, your salary in a few months.
Right.
It will give you the buffer you need in life, in business and all the things, and then worry about replacing it. But in your case, this is easy. This is 1 or 2 payouts.
Right.
How much are you on average closing with the day?
On average, I think I do on average anywhere to four to $500. Like um no, I'm sorry. I think it's like 250, right at $300 on average. So
So low and slow.
yeah, low and slow. Like I'm not going crazy. Uh yeah, that's what it is right now.
Okay. So you're risking $200. Okay. Then you're probably a few weeks.
Yeah,
So
like my first day getting the challenge, like I risked 200, I made what, 1,040, but I did that method, the trailing method. I trailed the stop. Like I had a big move that day, like the market was beautiful, and I made like $1,040. The next day I made like 500 and something dollars. So
that's
it may be, I'm not looking at it in front of me right now, but it may be more than 200 and something. I'm just kind of thinking.
well, I was just trying to do the math with you. The other benefit of Take Profit Trader is there's no cap on how much you can make it. Well, there is a cap. There's no cap, they say, but there is a cap.
Right.
There's no cap below 10,000. So we'll say it that way.
Yeah.
That you make in a day. So maybe if you can literally get a withdrawal very, very.
I know it, and I hear you say that a lot. I try not to get too excited about that because you know what I mean? Because this is very important to me. So I try not to think of, like you said last week in class, don't try to get that $6,000 in a day and then tomorrow you just
Yep.
So I'm trying to do, Jenny, like keep my accounts. So I'll be getting a second account soon. I'm trying to not trying. I want to scale this up. I want to get to the 5 accounts with Take Profit Trader and then move on to the next prop firm. That's my goal.
Awesome. Once you guys get 5 accounts with Take Profit Trader and you're Pro Plus, really you're trading your own $5,000 and they're keeping 10% of it. So I would definitely encourage you to put that same $5,000 into like an AMP or an Optimus or whatever.
Correct. That's the goal.
And
That's
just
the
trade
goal.
like that. So
That's the goal. And to use the products. I have my brother, he's using the Sniper Pro right now on a prop firm, literally with his own capital. He's growing the heck out of his own capital with Sniper Pro, and then he's got it mirrored to the prop firm, like,
that's
and
awesome.
killing it with the prop firm. So yeah.
Well, wait, is that Dobby? What's his name?
David.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
Dobby is his screen name. So tell him
Yeah.
he can come out and talk to us about what he's doing.
He's
I'm not
hurting right now, Jenny. He failed his he keeps failing his prop firm, and I keep trying to encourage him. Yeah, he keeps failing his prop firm. It's like, how could you just easily pass? And I say, man, look, it's
Oh, you mean for futures? He's failing it for futures.
yeah. He keeps getting the Take Profit Trader prop firm account. He keeps failing it, and he's frustrated. He's trying to I just tell him to breathe through it, keep going, keep trying, take your breaks, take a break. Yeah, it's tough for him. He's gonna make it though. Excuse me.
He got a payout from one of the prop firms recently, right?
No, he's never gotten a payout from a
Oh,
prop firm.
I can't keep up
He's
with
he's
everybody.
he's had his own. He told you he had his own live account, and he
Okay.
withdrew from his live account.
Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, first off, thank you so much for coming out. Mine is on average 400 to 700 a day, just one account. I want to load my profits on the copy system. Okay. Holy cow, look at this price action, you guys. It's wild. It's just, you can't see it jumping so much unless you're on a different platform, but this is just, it looks like a tornado. Gerald, let's go. I'm gonna go through the questions. I want to load all my profits into a copycat system. So that's
What time did the class start?
9:15.
Oh, wow, I'm late.
Okay.
And
No, you're
was
welcome.
there a class yesterday?
I'm sorry?
Was there a class yesterday?
No, not on Monday.
Okay.
Welcome, Ashwan. My son's friend's name is Ashwan. That's a good name. If I'm saying that right, am I probably not, though? I probably just broke it. But okay, go into this chat. I average $6,200 a day, Alex said, on a 10K prop account. That's 6 to 10%. And that's awesome. Actually, that is awesome. Hard to stop at that point, Alex. I am so proud of you because it is not an easy thing to do. B3, come out and ask your question. B3, like the vitamin.
Hi, Miss Jenny. How are you?
Fantastic. And yourself?
Doing well, thank you. I'm new to, I should say, trading in a sense, and I'm trying to learn some things. So some of this seems really, above my head. But with the indicator, I was talking. I sent the email to Miss Donna. It doesn't move. I know you said it comes on at 9:30. You have it set to 9:30 and 8 o'clock on the other session, but it won't like repaste or however you say it, repaint to another section. Like how the chart is moving up on the ES now, it won't move up to that section and do another breakout, or it just stays right at the beginning of the day.
Okay,
Yeah,
so have you watched any of the videos, sir?
I have. I've
So
watched
if
it.
you watch the videos, you wouldn't know that, hold on, let me get over here. This is completely customizable. So if you want this to extend out further, we cover that in the video.
Oh, I got that. I did that. But what I mean is like,
Well, here, let me finish answering here.
oh, okay.
If you want this to come on at 9:30, you've got to obviously know your time zone. If
Got
you
that.
want this to go on, if you want to take, what time is it? 10:20 breakout, okay? Wait for it. We got a minute. I should have planned that better. I should have put 10:19. Okay. There we go. If you want to take this
Oh,
20
oh, I must have
breakout,
missed that. I got it. Okay.
okay, you can customize this to whatever time frame you want. That's why this is so powerful. There's other stuff on the market, but there's none that does exactly like this. And by the time I'm done with it, there's definitely none that does all the things that this does. So kind of
Okay.
little ego there, but you can do whatever you want with it. I think this has a ton of power. I got a message from a longtime friend. He's literally using this at whatever time frame, and he's doing really well. So New York is great, but let's be honest, guys. There's a lot of volatility. So if you want to trade this, you're trading one micro for the most part on most of your accounts. You probably going to take a couple of hits. 1 out of 5 days, 2 out of 5 days are going to be perfect. The other ones are not. They're going to chop you around first. I'm being 100% real. But now if you go click on, and even 8 p.m., okay? Right now we have a lot of volume in the market, so 8 p.m. is nice. But if you looked 6 months ago, 8 p.m. is the worst time to look at a trade, right? So these are not forever time frames. I know we want them to be, and it sounds sexy to be, but it's not the case. So fine, this is our 8 p.m., okay? That's the 6FT. Ooh, look at that drop. Holy moly. Sorry.
I'm
Over
going
here.
to pause. My dog's going to start barking at the mail.
Look at this. Hold on. So this is what I do. I'm just moving it. Okay. I move it back. Sorry, I got to show you guys this for a second. I move it back to try to capture more of it. And then that's the VWAP we're coming into. But I don't want to give it back too much. So I'm hoping it drops a little bit further. It does. So I'm going to keep dropping it down. Sorry to be all over the place with my lessons on class this morning, but now I'm going to let it go. So sometimes you have to move it out of the way a little, but I don't want to move it too much. And sometimes that hurts me. That decision is a bad decision. Okay. But see how this keeps moving down? This is one contract on NQ. This is mirrored between a couple of accounts. Actually, it's not mirroring. I don't know why. It's not mirroring. That was stupid. I think when I log into TradingView, it disconnects my NinjaTrader. Is what I don't know yet. I don't know what I don't know. But when I log into TradingView, it disconnects my NinjaTrader from the Apex connections, for example. So I was not mirroring that trade. That's stupid. Stupid heads. But anyways, back to the point. The whole point, you guys, is you can use this at any time. I want you to create the lifestyle that you want. And I don't care what that looks like. If you are the person who says, my wife doesn't mind if I'm up at 3 a.m., I want to trade for the most part at 3 a.m. and I'll check again at 6 a.m. That's the 2 time frames. Cultivate this to work around you. Okay. And you can come hang out with us in the class, come ask your questions. I wish I could put on some tunes, do the things. But honestly, I want this to work around you. You can do it at any single time. And all you have to do is come in here, pick your time frame. Okay, the New York Open, that's, originally big dog, blah, blah, blah. The 6 FTC, 8 p.m. breakout, that's mine. I'm going to say that's where we started at, was the 8 p.m. session, doing this because it's a lot less volatile than this. And that's kind of what I built it for, was that session. But all good things. I misread though. You said TradingView. But anyways, anytime from you want. And when the newest release comes out, this will have one more session. I know that's completely overkill, but I want 5. So I can't believe I want 5, as we just talked to Joshua about not overtrading. I do. I want 5 on my chart. So, because then whenever I'm free, I'll take that. And if I'm not free, I'm not going to take that. So we'll see. Trader A, what's your name, please?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Fantastic. And yourself?
Great. What's the other session that you would be adding potentially?
What is your name, please?
Adrian.
Adrian. Okay. It's not going to be a session. These are all particular sessions. I'm just going to have the option for another time. This way I can add another time on my chart if I want to take a current breakout. So it's not a session per se.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the chat. B3, you got your question answered. What's the name of the micro gold? You got your question answered. Thank you.
No, Jenny, hi. It's not that.
Hey, crypto. Well,
Someone
Hey, Miss Grace, how you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Fantastic. It was a good weekend overall.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for the S&P trade.
Excellent.
You said about VWAP. What is that indicator? Is the VWAP or I misheard?
VWAP, it's something you can use, don't use. It's supposedly this and then the MACD are the two #1 things used on a chart. So I think that's kind of interesting. I usually come in here and turn off the upper bands unless you want that on. I turn this to like a yellow or an orange color. I'm going to make it a little thicker. And what this information is telling you is essentially on the day, okay, this is what the price should be at or could be at, okay? So think of it as price should be or could be. So when price gets up to the VWAP, it reacts. When you're below the VWAP, you're looking for sells. When you're above the VWAP, you're looking for buys. When it interacts with the VWAPs, you're looking for reactions. And that's kind of the beginning and middle and end. To me, I don't know enough to be like a guru on it, but to me, it's just a fancy moving average, which is kind of how I see it. It's a more solid or, weighted moving average. And that's it. So I will say if you're looking at it, same settings on TradingView versus Trade versus Ninja, they look a little different. They're not exactly at the same location. So be careful with that.
The
Otherwise,
reason is that it's based on the price and volume. So if one broker is showing more volume than another, it'll be different.
it's something.
So
it's
the
stuff of
idea
the
behind,
brokers.
the idea behind the VWAP is that it is a price at which the majority of the trades traded at over time. So where there's heavy volume, it weights more closely to price. And where there is a lighter volume, it doesn't affect it as much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. It's like a moving average that you use it as a moving average. Okay.
It's a little more powerful than a moving average, but yeah, in simple terms, I would agree with that statement. Like it has more value than a moving average, but to me, not by much. So that's kind of
Okay, the micro gold, which of the 5 I should use?
so the current contract name of micro gold is MGC M 2025. So this is the current micro gold contract name.
In trade of 8?
Yeah. So it's MGC M2025.
Trade of 8 has M's. Wait a minute.
So if I come up here and I go to futures and I type in MGC, okay, this is going to give me, obviously yours looks different on Trade of 8, but this is, if it has the M in it, that's the June contract. If it has the Q in it, it's the August, because this changes quarterly, the August contract. If it has the V in it, that's the October, and then the Z is December. And then we go back again next.
What we choose?
You're gonna go with the one that is in the most recent distant future. So this is June. We're gonna be trading the June contract.
Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. Somebody's got their hand raised, Rashawn.
How you doing, Miss Jenny?
Fantastic, and you're
so for the confluences that you use, but whatever confluences you use besides the indicator before you get right into the trade.
So before I mark up my charts, I'm gonna go. We are on. What are we on? Gold. Okay, so I'm gonna go to gold. Before I come take my trade, like for New York, I'm always looking at pre-market high and pre-market low. Pre-market is between 4 and 8:30 technically, but 4 and 9:30 is where I mark it out. So 4 and 9:30 is pre-market high and pre-market low. I also mark up yesterday's high and yesterday's low. Those are significant areas. You'll notice this dotted line is where we closed yesterday. A
Okay.
lot of people consider other time frames like midnight open. A lot of people consider a lot of different things that maybe are important. Maybe they work for you. I just don't. You can use things like pivots and quarter points and Fibonacci and on all kinds of things. Whichever one your eyes see best, I super support. Like I don't have to love it. I just want your eyes to like it a lot. That's all.
Okay. Are you using those EMAs before you get in? Like, for right before you get in. That's what I'm like a little bit. I mean, to get more specific.
These EAs, no, you're good. So am I using JGS to confirm my breakout? Well,
Yeah, like okay, like right before. Are you just using the indicator only for to get into the trade, or are you using anything else? To confirm.
I'm still looking at my original strategy, which we call JGS. It was named by a beautiful woman, who was very much so a part of our community a few years ago. So it's Jenny's golden strategy is what JGS stands for. It really has a high moving average and a lower moving average. For Forex,
Okay.
I use the 50, the 8, and the 3. For futures, I use the 20, the 8, and no 3. The 3 chops me up too much, so I took that off my chart, trying to stay safer over here. But do I consider that? I do, because like take this morning, for example. When you're looking at this in real time, it's hard because it's chopping around. You're not 100% sure. I wish that EMA wasn't
And
there.
do you ever wait for the retest sometimes, or do you just go for the breakout every time? Like far as the supply and demand, are you waiting for the break? Like if you're going, I guess taking the call. Are you waiting for like the break only, or do you at least wait for the retest in case it's a fake out?
I have talked about this quite a bit, but I'll talk about it some more. So I take the break.
Every
Obvious,
time.
let's be honest, the break might mean I might get a fake out. I might get wicked in. Okay. Or in some cases, I might get wicked out. And that's awful. That's an awful way to be. I totally get it. But since we're taking such a micro size of a major move, I want today wasn't a good demonstration. We got in way too late on a lot of those, but I want this to get me to here, and that's it. I don't need to catch this huge move. I don't need to catch the whole day. If I can regularly, so figure 70% of the time is what we've back tested this for, from here to here, and that's all I get. Sometimes I get a little bit more, sometimes I get a little bit less. That right there will literally pay off your house. That right there will literally make you quit your job. And you'll be right 70% of the time with no other confluences. You'll be right enough. That's giving it the whole range though as a stop loss. So for me, I like the break. Now, granted, sometimes it's going to retest.
Then would your break be that green candle, that long green candle, the engulfing green candle?
The candle that broke was not the green candle. This is the candle that formed the box. This is the candle that broke. I'm going to go to MES just so you can see a clean view of that. So this formed the range. This broke the range. Do you see that? See how we broke above on this candle?
Okay. Oh, so you're saying once it wicked above?
No, in real time, this was breaking above. It just closed that way. So we would have had no way of knowing that when that was happening. So when this is happening, so in real time, this candle closes. We had come back a little bit, okay, and we broke out. In real time, this looked like a bullish candle. This was green at the time, right?
Okay.
But then what happened? We ended up closing back within. So if I had my arrows on, this wouldn't even paint an arrow. This would be the first thing that paints an arrow. This would be the retest, just so you can show, because closed candles are not the same as open candles.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see now.
So, oh, it's not giving me the retest. This should give me a retest. I don't know why it's not. That's irritating me. Hold on.
So you went off of the first green. So the candle I mentioned was the wrong one.
I'm sorry, can you clarify your
So the
question?
candle that I mentioned was the wrong one. It was the one next to the doji.
This candle formed our opening range. Okay.
Okay.
This is the first candle that broke above. This right here did, right? So when
Okay,
this
the
broke
candle next to
above
the doji.
this candle, so I'm going to move. This candle is the first one that broke above it. Do you see how we were above this range?
Okay.
So we broke above on this candle. when it's happening, you don't know it's going to pull back. You don't know if it's going to look like this or going to look like this. You don't know. It's your mid-live candle.
You got in that candle. You didn't wait to close above the green line.
No, no, no.
Okay.
So you don't. Oh, so you don't wait for it to close above. Long as it wicks above, you'll take the trade.
Yeah. For these smaller time frames, yeah. I'm not looking for the confirmed direction on the day. On these smaller time frames, I'm looking for the right now move, right? We have to determine the difference. If I'm trying to trade the 15-minute breakout, we need a close and a retest. Honestly, taking the break above this with no retest is stupid because it's already moved too much, okay? So in my opinion, it's stupid. I probably shouldn't say that. I probably am going to offend somebody, but
No.
like I if this already moved, gosh, what is that? Why does that look so small? Oh, because we're on ES. Let's go to NQ. Actually, that's really not a big range on the 15-minute from today. I'm gonna mute everybody. We've got some background noise. There you go. Look at NQ. That's actually not a huge range today, actually. So Scott takes the cake there. It's not a huge range. But Kendall, the price has already moved this much. I want a retest on the 15-minute time frame. For sure. I want to see extension and a retest if I want the direction on the day. But when we're on the smaller time frame, I'm not looking for that kind of a confirmation. I'm looking for, I want to be going with the morning momentum for sure. I want to be going to grab liquidity on New York Open for sure. And all I want is this to break. Now, if I was managing this, I would let it close below here or here, depending on how I'm managing it, right? And what the previous price action is telling me. We didn't even get a close below this box. Now, granted, I took a loss here because I had my stop loss here. I shouldn't have taken a loss because we never really closed below the
You
range.
should have brought it back down some.
I like having my stop loss kind of outside of the box, and then depending on how price action's acting, I'll keep moving it in, and I kind of end up settling right around here where the middle line is.
Okay. And do you consider like the before you get in? Do you consider like a specific candle that you like to get in on, or just it doesn't matter?
Like a candle formation. I'm gonna mute everybody. Hold on. Please don't unmute yourself unless you're speaking. Hold on. Derek, please don't unmute yourself. Mute. Derek, please don't unmute yourself. Okay. More. Hold on. Derek, please stop unmuting yourself. I'm about to remove this person real quick. Sorry. Or just mute. I will not let you unmute.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why does he keep unmuting if he's not the one speaking?
I don't know. I'm going to have to lock that, but sorry. I don't know why that's happening. Okay, back to you. Is there a certain candle formation? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, is there a certain candle it's where I usually get in on trades is when I see guess the pin bars and stuff like that. Is it any specific candle that you favor more over the others to to get in like entries, tighter entries?
Inside out. So inside candles.
Inside candle. What I don't understand. Is there any specific? Can you point to one?
So this right here, let me see if I can find it on this chart. I'm sure I can. What chart is this? Below, I've got MNQ on the 1 minute. Okay.
Like for me, the dojis and the pin bars are usually like.
You can use your dojis and your pin bars however you want. So if you want to wait for a doji and a pin bar that retests, okay, that's fine. But you want momentum, you want volume, you want extension, you want to be going with the momentum of New York. This is a big move. The top of the hour, there's a big move, right? The New York Open, big move. London Open, big move. Okay, that you're trading the big move. Okay, so if you want to wait for a pin bar or a doji, that's up to you. For me, I'm not looking for a lot of price action. Like this candle that wicks back down, we like that. We like how we broke above. This is a 1 minute time frame, and we wicked back down. I like the wick off the range, but no. I will teach on inside out candles, but not today. So
Okay. I know you have a big YouTube. Do you have any videos on there going over that?
The inside out candles, no. I've built an algorithm that automatically trades, but it's not released yet. No.
Oh, it automatically trades. Okay. Yeah, I'm open to looking at different strategies and stuff like that. Yeah. And, oh, okay. With the Discord, this is my last thing I wanted to say. It's like in your Discord, it's like another name, like that's similar to your names, like that sent me like a request on the Discord, and it's like an auto response. 'Cause I'm thinking it was like because I wanted to ask you a question.
No, please, please, please do not DM me, guys. Do not DM me. I'm not available in DMs, and I promise you that's for you as much as it is for me. I hardly keep up with messages I have. I sure as heck am not reaching out to people to offer you guys something. Please, no, there's nothing I'm ever going to DM that is not already in my link tree. I have that link tree for a reason. There's people scamming y'all out of thousands of dollars, and y'all don't even give me thousands of dollars. At this point, I'm not only frustrated with all the headache it causes, but also a little offended. Okay, a little offended.
Oh
Serious.
no, well, yeah, it wasn't to buy anything. It wasn't to buy anything. It was it's just a name similar to yours inside of your Discord. That's all I wanted to mention.
Oh no, I'm just picking on you guys because we got a lot of scammers again over the weekend. Please be careful. The 6FTC is the admin, and then me. There's all kinds of spam accounts, so please be careful, okay?
Okay, well, I did send it to you in case you wanted to see the name to like maybe like block that account out of the Discord.
So what they're doing is they're coming in under false names and then they recreate other ones. So we have done that, but I don't have any. All you can do is block and report them, and that's all we can do. Hey,
Yeah,
Elijah.
that's what I did.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Elijah, I'm at the point where like I'm just gonna start. I think I'm gonna make more money scamming people than I would trading and building this community. So
Do you do one-on-ones, Miss Jenny?
yeah, we have a link for one-on-ones. We do now. If you ask in the support channel for in 6FTC, the Discord, they will send you a link.
Success. Okay, you said asking somebody to send me the link. You said.
Yep, ask in the support channel on Discord, and you'll see the link. I think it's a server as well. I'm just not sure if the server is public or not. So we've got it on our Discord, and I would love to work with you. Okay, next question. We've got a couple people with their hands raised, so please be careful on all that stuff. Elijah, yes, I think it would be more profitable than anything I have made trying to build a company just to be a scammer, and that's sad. But I don't know if I'm gonna get your name right. Arundel? Come on out.
Yeah, a Randall. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I tried, okay.
You know, Randy for short. You know, it's what people call me. So,
I like that.
question. I've been messing around with the template that you put in the Discord. What do you use the scalping ×2 MACDs for? I don't really use MACD, so I was just trying to see how you use it as it correlates to the strategy. Does it show you diverging, you know, like typically people will use it for, or does it keep you in trades?
This helps me keep, so this is part of the original JGS system. So if I double click, okay, it should be on your chart on that template that I sent out. This is the right chart. I like MACD. So if I'm trying to scalp, okay, I want to see price come above my higher time. So my bigger moving average, right, the larger one. I'd like to see the smaller moving average be crossing above. I'd like to see our green line. Remember, this is not the standard MACD. This is a little bit sped up, just to give you an idea. I'd like to see this also crossing above. So it'll tell me, it tells, oh, I could talk about MACD for days, like for days and days. When we're below, okay, so if I'm trying to take scalps and we're below, not only with the slower one, but also the faster one, I know I can hold this trade. If we're, and this is, price action is going to be so choppy for me to kind of really show all this. But like take this for example, technically, I could sell in here. Technically, I could sell in here. And as you guys saw, I did sell in here, okay? You got so many signals. There's ways to use this as 6 signals as divergence. This is divergence, okay? And we sell in here. Well, we sell. But it also tells me I'm not looking to hold this trade or take another sell entry until we're also below. So that means I need the slow MACD to come down and retest. So right now this might be the retest, but it helps me enter my positions for JGS. It helps me manage my positions for JGS. It helps me manage my position to take this on the breakout. we're coming up. Obviously, there's a lot of choppy price action, but we're still, even the slower MACD is coming up. So we're definitely coming in this direction. Sitting through this price action is hard, especially if you're trying to be in a mini. It's a lot of money on the table. It's a win, a loss. It's the real trading. It's hard. But we get one trade and no continuation. So one bar and no continuation below on our fast MACD, and our slow MACD is above. So if I was watching this, I would not have let this position close, to kind of give you an idea. So it helps me stay in positions, enter positions, manage positions, find divergence. Really, it's just another pile of moving averages in a different view. That's all this is. That's all a MACD is another pile of moving averages with a different view. That's how it's programmed. So this right here will tell me it's choppy. Obviously, we can see that here, but in real time, you don't know this is going to be choppy. But when you're adding something like the MACD and you see that the slow MACD is still below, we're not making any higher highs, we're not getting any major crossovers there. We come back. By the time you get to here, you already know you're consolidating because you've got a whole bunch of divergence and different conflicting information coming out.
Got it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I've traded for years, typically order blocks and stuff, but I've never used the MACD, so I didn't know. But thanks for that information. Yeah, it's helpful for me.
No, I'm super glad. I think I have a position open somewhere and I have no idea where. Okay, next question. We'll take one more. Anthony, come on out. Anthony, do you have a question? Let's try this. Anthony, going once. Going twice. You recently raised your hand. Reasonably recently.
He just posted in the text, can't unmute.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think Anthony was with us a long time ago. That's Anthony Ambush.
Yeah, he's good people.
And yeah, I think he drives truck, so he might be busy at the moment.
Oh, so if you, is it you can't unmute? Let me see if I can unmute you more. I don't think I have the power to, I can ask you to unmute. Oh, you literally can't. Okay. Well, you also have your hand raised. Is there something I can help you with? What? FTD. Okay.
Anthony.
I found it.
Okay.
Yeah. Question for you. I'm just wondering why. I'm noticing with the retest indicator portion of the indicator that it's not always catching them. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like if you go back to that MES 2-minute, you'll see there is one that it did catch, but the one that you were pointing to earlier, it did not reach. It didn't catch.
Okay, let's go. Let me see if this is a bug or if this is a reason. So this right here. Okay. This is a bug. So this right here is the candle that literally closed. So technically we should not have this. Okay. Let me just go to refresh. This right here, there must have been some slippage on the edge of this candle or the way we opened up slightly above for this to have painted.
Sorry.
This right here is not something we can fix when I've talked about this with my developer, because if this candle opens up, and remember there is still spread and slippage, even slightly higher, this is going to, in no matter what point the arrow. So we do need to try to code this to where the first candle can never get the arrow, but either way, we've got it. So moving beyond that, this isn't going to paint one, this, or this. Why? Because we don't ever close above. So even if there was one here, was one here, it won't stay on the chart because we don't stay above. So you might see one during this time if you're like in retest. Let's try that just for conversation. Okay, let's do it. Hold on. One candle. I'm going to go to a little bit slow mode. And likely, don't quote me, but likely you're going to see one come up. No, it's using, oh, did you see it pop? So,
No.
oh, see it popped here, but not on the other ones, but it's also using close price action. So here's one. This should be painting one, but by then we're already extended away. 2 minutes.
Which candle are you looking at there?
This one. This is ES on the 2 minute.
Okay, if you go to the MES, I know that it can be a little bit different. I'm looking at the which candle am I looking at here? You had pointed it out earlier. It's the 942 candle.
This one right here.
Yeah. And it didn't paint there, but it did paint to the 10 o'clock candle.
So
There we go.
Yeah. So I got that one, the retest on that, the 10 o'clock candle, but the 942, I don't understand why it didn't repaint to that one, or the retest didn't come there.
The retest arrows, that's why the alerts aren't on for them. And I know that drives what's his name wild, but the retests aren't doing the proper alerts. So what I wanted to see happen, just so you guys can go through this long, arduous process with me, I wanted to see in a retest, I want that live, not closed. And because we were trying to code the alerts for the retest differently, that the retests still are not optimally functioning. So that right there, probably part of that process. But what I want to see is once we've broken above, and this takes time, it's a lot of work to kind of code that in. There's a lot of conditions, and it sounds like you and me speaking in 3 sentences. It's not 3 sentences, it's 392 sentences of coding. But I digress. I want to see that once we're above at all the breakout area that we have defined. Okay, so I don't care what time of day you're using, but the breakout area that we have defined. I want to see, cool, anytime we come back in and stay back above, so that means we have to have entered back into this box and moved back above, we get a retest, closed or not. And that closed or not factor kind of was really messing up the alerts. So right now the alerts don't function on the retest, and the conditions are still, we're hundreds of lines into the retest to make it function the way that I want it to function.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that answers it.
that green arrow, is that saying get in the trade?
Yeah, both of them are here and here.
Oh, it's
This
two of
actually-
them. Okay.
This is a baby one. Retest is bigger.
Can you just use that and only that, or that wouldn't be safe? Because I mean, because these are all indicators lag at some point.
This is gonna have painted. I wanted to see if this actually painted. Hold on, let's go find out just for curiosity. Go here. I'm gonna turn it to really slow. Hold on, I'm gonna see something. Yes, you can use just the retests. All indicators do and can lag. Can and do lag. There's one. It doesn't pop up at all. 2. Right. Hold on. Let me get to this other candle. The way I really originally wanted automation to work is only on retest. But since the automation works with only alerts, right? We can't do that, right? First off, not in these market conditions. Secondly, so there you go. This paints when this closes. The one that closes. But is it safe just to do that? Yeah. I mean, on the smaller time frame, you're depending on what session you're on, like if you picked a different session, you're gonna come back into this range, or like maybe you see you're consolidating or something, you're gonna come back into that range. You treat it like a fair value, you gotta treat it like an order block. not every day is going to be perfect or like a perfect scenario of exactly what you want, but it's definitely not a bad way to be. Not at all. This right here was a retest back into this range. If I had this extended over. There you go. Hard to manage sometimes, but that's it on the day. 1, 2, 3. But not every day is that smooth in terms of a retest. Boom. So we're down, we're up, we're up. This retest still respects that range. This doesn't get the full range. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what this is, an 8 p.m. choppy. This comes in big, big range. Huh. 15. Just kind of give you an idea. I don't keep the arrows on. Obviously, you guys can do as you choose. They're good for alerts, is the biggest reason why. They're good for automation, but the retest is not complete, so they do not have alerts on them. No alerts on the retests yet. Because I want the conditions to be right. I want all the conditional formatting to be perfect. So, work in progress. But that's about it. It's about 11 o'clock, guys. I would like to try to honor our time. I know that the world is trying to take our time and our money in every way possible. But honestly, we're here to make our couple of trades, get some questions answered, maybe listen to some music, whatever, and then hop off. So in theory, you're up on the day. If you are, please go get it posted. It's not just for me. I know it is you guys' and you guys are doing the dang thing. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. But it helps our communities grow. It helps us to go get other like-minded people and just to continue to do the things we do to support you and to support all of us included. So happy Tuesday. I will be live tonight. Noah's got Boy Scouts, so there's always something in the evenings, but I will be live tonight. I will post a link on YouTube. You guys will see it all there. And everyone should have access to that. I'll post it in the super easy chat as well, because it's not currently on the site, but we will do that, get any questions answered, and I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Take care and God bless.
What time, Jenny? What time?
Thank you, Jenny.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What time you're?
Oh, 8 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Miss Jenny, how long does it take for you to send the indicator to like the for the people that just got into the group?
This right here, you have access to this, Rashawn. If you came in through 6FTC.
No, the Futrix thing.
Okay, then you have access to it if you go to the website, and you can follow it on the website.
No, like so I can use the indicator on the TradingView. I never sent the email yet.
Oh, then that's on Futrix. For any Futrix related questions, please email them. They'll email you back. I mean, she's pretty quick. She's an awesome admin. So she'll be on that email like white on rice. She's got it. So give her, if she's busy or doing something right now, she'll probably be on it within an hour or two.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was you sending it since it's your indicator.
Oh, no, they have access. The Futrix has access to everything that I'm building, and you'll
And they don't email back pretty fast. I sent the email last week. They didn't reply back yet.
double check it's the right email. If not, message me and I will help you get that sorted. Theo?
On what, on Instagram or where?
I hardly get on social media, y'all. Aren't you Rama on 6FTC?
No, I'm under Rashawn.
You're on
Rashawn everything for us.
Sorry. I thought you were
Oh
somebody
no,
else.
no, it's no problem. No, I just wanted to like I said, I just got into the Discord group the other day. So
Okay. So email simplicity@supereasy.com and Miss Donna will get you all sorted.
okay, thank you. Appreciate you.
You are welcome. Happy Tuesday, guys.